What it do, y'all? It's Coffee. Back at it with an update, man. We're over here on Choke No Jokes page. Choke No Joke, legendary videographer, legendary cameraman who's running around with the Rock, man. He came to the blogosphere, YouTube with all that old roc-a-fella footage, man. Before the split, before the death of a dynasty, man. I still can't believe that roc-a-fella Films made a satirical comedy movie entitled Death of a Dynasty, and those events actually played out in real life, man. Sometimes life imitates art, sometimes it's vice versa, man. But anyways, since Choke No Jokes been in the blogosphere, making YouTube content, etc., he's clashed with a few people, and one of them was Reggie Wright Jr., and he threw up this post in regards to Reggie Wright.
Window, and he's got an entourage and a caravan following him to a nightclub, and his nephew hits Suge Knight in the forehead, grazed wound, and then kills Tupac.
That is former Clark County District Attorney David Roger, who spoke with News3 back in August discussing Davis's case, citing his self-published tell-all memoir titled Compton Street Legend, claiming his alleged role in the September 1996 murder of Tupac Shakur. However, as Davis's trial date approaches, his attorneys are citing several new developments have shown up in the case, thus calling for the delay. Some of those developments include new evidence from a private investigator who claims new witness testimony can confirm Davis was not in Las Vegas at the time of the shooting, as well as witness information saying Shakur was stable before his passing. And lastly, Davis's attorneys claim new information in the case alleges another party, Reggie Wright Jr. and his security, may have orchestrated the shooting.
Amazingly, there are still witnesses who can lay out the crime. I mean, for example, at the grand jury, they had Suge Knight's bodyguard who was in Las Vegas at the time. Right after the shooting, there were some females in a car. They were trying to get away, and they were identified at the crime scene. Pac waving his...
All right, so you guys hear that news report. This is actually a couple weeks ago that he threw this up, man, but still pertinent to the case that's ongoing. Keefe D, we saw he got in a scrap behind the wall. I don't know, just some still photos, but it looked like he took the L to me. You know what I'm saying? But what do you guys think about the case in general? Man, that's got to be the stupidest ish ever. Every time I hear this, you know, as it's been quite some time now since we seen this arrest made in the Tupac murder, man. Something that I think a lot of people, myself included, thought that we would never see. But this dude, like, he had that immunity deal. He wrote the book, right? He started doing all these interviews, and you know, then it started being discussed in the blogosphere. Matter of fact, Reggie Wright was one of the individuals calling him out, and actually made content and everything like prior to him getting arrested, as I guess still having connections within law enforcement. He had got word that the wheels of justice were moving and moving towards rolling right over Keefe D, and that's exactly what happened. But man, how stupid was this guy to tell on himself in this manner? You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the things that his legal team is trying to argue at the trial, is the immunity deal, that he should have still been covered by it. But there's so much out there, I'm not even going to break it down in regards to why the immunity didn't cover him for these confessions. And it's just crazy, though. Like, real talk, everyone. If you had immunity or not, would you go out there and confess to the crime? And, you know, I believe it to be true. There's certain things in his books and stuff like that that he may embellish or whatever, but no question, I believe he was involved. Maybe not the shooter, but he did it, I think. Let me know what you think. And what do you think about Reggie's name being dropped in here? You know what I mean? Like, there's been theories that have come out like that before. Him and Choke No Joke clashed in the blogosphere. I remember it was a while back. I think before Reggie even went away and did that Fed bid, he was calling Choke No Joke a snitch, and you know, things went left from there. But you see, he says, "What did I tell y'all? Tupac will get justice. This dirty ass Compton pig, Reggie Wright Jr., Number has just been called. The dominoes will fall from here. And then he promotes a YouTube live that he was doing. But let's see what the people are talking about. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe and all that. So nobody heard about the part about Pac being, quote unquote, stable before he died. If y'all believe that, I have a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. Reggie ain't had nothing to do with that. Choke no joke throws up the laughing emoji. Someone says, I bet David Kenner was the mastermind behind both hits. This dude leaves quite the comment here. Let's see what he says. This is 20-year-old info. That's something Keefe was tripping about in court. Did you guys see that? He was trying to talk over the judge. The judge is like, listen, let your lawyer speak for you. What's wrong with you, man? Looking silly like A$AP Relly. Did you guys see A$AP Relly flunking on the stand, arguing with the judge and the defense attorney and just looking like a full-blown fugazi-ass fool, man? Like, how did they run with that case? You knew it was bullshit when they offered Rocky like 3 years probation for a shooting. Come on, man. You know what I mean? And yeah, he made a fool of himself, and so did Keefe that day in court. But he was saying all this stuff from Detective Kading and a lot of things that we've been seeing in documentaries and the unsolved TV series with that cover. Like, we've seen this stories told so many times. And you know, he's like, that's old. They got a vendetta against me. He was tripping, man. He was all out of breath and ish. There was a documentary that came out in like 99 or 2000 where they interviewed all the security officers who worked for Reggie in death row at the time, who all told the truth about what they know, and all were mysteriously bodied shortly after the documentary came out. Damn, is that facts? I do remember hearing where there was security wondering why they weren't armed or something like that. And if I recall correctly, I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm tripping or I got this right, y'all. That Reggie Wright had said about Vegas, the cards that you have to be able to work. It gets tricky, and he didn't want anyone getting bagged with a gun, like that the laws maybe are different. I don't know. I swear I heard him say something like that. But this guy's saying all of them that worked for Reggie got off shortly after the doc. They indicated that Reggie was in on the plot and did things like instructed them not to carry weapons that I just spoke about and reduce the amount of security around Pac and Suge. It also been said that Suge was the intended target, not Pac, and that David Kenner was also somehow involved, and the plan was for them to get control of the company, which still happened when Suge went to prison. Reggie been on the internet for the past 5 years trying to throw everybody off his trail by supporting the Keefe/Orlando story. Russell Poole had it right, but where am I at? My bad. Russell Poole had it right, but the plot involved a couple LAPD officers, so the department covered it up. And still is funny thing. Oh no, Russell Poole had it. Oh, Russell Poole also died of a mysterious heart attack while inside a LAP building, pleading his very case against fellow officers. If I remember correctly, I don't think that was LAPD. I think he was at the sheriff's office after he kind of got blackballed out of the LAPD. You know, if you watch that Unsolved series or, again, other stuff, the story's been told so many times from so many different angles. Like, Russell Poole got pushed out, and you know, they portray him like he was crazy, and I think he went to the sheriffs trying to share the info with them that he had collected or whatever, and dropped dead. Biggie's mom was real cool with him too. That was a trip. Funny thing is, funny how everybody who spoke that theory didn't live much longer after. Another funny coincidence is that the same officers involved in the Tupac hit were also implicated in the Biggie hit, which was also said to be orchestrated by Reggie. Folks been saying for years, if you solve one case, you solve both. Telling y'all it's the same person behind both, and all fingers point to Reggie. Always did. Damn, fam. That was quite the comment there. We'll read 3 more and then we'll close this out. Funny how Jimmy Iovine's name never mentioned. Yep, definitely agree. It was more of an inside job from death row rather than the theory that cops and media try to portray as retaliation from the Crips. Orlando Anderson, I call BS. Like Pac said, you can't believe everything you read. How are they driving with no key? I don't know what the fuck that's about. Um, Reggie had nothing to do with this. Um, Katie lying again. I believe Reggie Wright Jr. have immunity, someone said. So I don't know. There you have it, man. The case is ongoing. Like, we'll have to see what happens with this, too. You know, they're talking about all this new info, and I don't know, man. It's crazy. Will Keefe D be convicted? Do you believe that he, you know, definitely did do what he is charged with? Do you believe that Reggie had involvement? What do you think about Choke No Joke and Reggie clashing in this post and all that? Let's discuss it in the comments below. I'm up out of here. Subscribe, and I'm gone, y'all. Peace.